All right. Okay. I'm thinking the sound's coming on and we're going to webcam. All right. Let me know if you guys can see me and hear me. There's quite a delay between what I see and what you guys see on YouTube. So it's about like 40 seconds, which is quite long. So anyway, hoping everything is working and good. Just give me 1 second so I make sure the feed's picking up. It does take a while. Sorry, I don't mean to show my sports bra. Sorry, guys, hiding my stuff. All right. Hi. Okay, you can see the feed's working. Hi, everybody. I am Susie. I'm so happy you guys are here. You're either here for two reasons, or one of two reasons. Either you completed the July challenge and started your first mastermind group and met for the first time. So I'm super proud of you guys. I've had amazing feedback of you guys like meeting with your mastermind group and getting to know one another and like really building a small community to help you with this new journey in blogging, right? And now you might be taking on a new challenge of creating a product, but we'll get there. So I'm super proud of you guys for creating that mastermind group. It's really going to be helpful to feel like you have somebody to lean on, especially if your family or your spouse, they don't really understand what you're doing. It's nice to be to have that group of friends. All right, you guys can see and hear me. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And then secondly, you could be here because you're already a student in Course by Number. So for everybody who's in Course by Number and who buys it next week during the launch, you guys will get the rest of the coaching calls for the rest of the year for free, right? You'll be invited to them so you can join them because most of them are going to be dedicated to creating your first product or your second, creating it, launching it, and setting up funnels for it. So if you're in Course by Number, thanks for being here. I'm so excited you guys are here and I want to help you, give you some personal help to actually create that product and launch it. Cool. Okay. Oh, Katie, I'm so sorry. Your son's awake from his nap. And then I apologize for sending out the join link a couple minutes late. I was helping John find his wallet and his headphones because he wanted to go to the gym with baby. So that's why it was late a little bit. You know, only wives can find things. Okay. Kelly says, I already have it. Do I get in? You're in right now. You are in the private coaching call right now. And if you already have Course by Number, that's awesome. If you guys don't have Course by Number yet, a lot of what I'm going to teach today is more in depth in Course by Number. It goes through more over the shoulder, like step-by-step tutorials. So if you guys are interested in getting it, that would be awesome. Most of you guys already have it. Hi, Tamara. All right, so let's get into the lesson for today. What we're going to do is I'm going to go through the lesson and then I'm going to be open it up for Q&A at the end. So we probably will do about 30 minutes of the presentation and then 30 minutes of Q&A that you guys have. There's not really much work to review on this coaching call because you guys created mastermind group. So I'm proud of you for doing that. There's not really much work that I can actually go in and review. All right, so let's go into the lesson. All right, so coaching call for today is 5 super simple ways to find your profitable course idea and outline the entire process. All right, so what we're going to go through is how do you actually get that idea? What should you create a course about? And if courses are kind of intimidating you, you can start with an ebook. You can start with something a little smaller and then you can kind of test out the idea without creating the whole course. Test it out in the ebook form, and then if it's selling in the ebook, then you can convert it to a course always. All right, so if you're sitting there and you're like, oh my goodness, I have no time to create a course, I have no time to record videos, I have kids, you could go with a smaller product at first. All right, so I'm not here to overwhelm you. All right, so method 1 to find your product idea. And this is how I found my product ideas, is by browsing large Facebook groups. It's where people hang out, they're venting, they're oversharing in Facebook groups, and you can just go through the feed and kind of see what people are struggling with. So you can go through like big Facebook groups where your audience is kind of like, if you talk to moms, you can go to mom Facebook groups. If you talk to real estate agents, go to real estate agent Facebook groups. join the Facebook group where your audience is and then go see what their issues is. Like, what do they struggle with? If you see a post that somebody posts and there's a ton of little comments underneath it, that's probably something popular that you can kind of start building that idea of, hey, is this a problem that they're struggling with? And do I have advice to solve that problem? Even if it's not the entire problem that you're solving, but can I solve like a bit of that problem, a small part of it? And that could be like a mini course or a mini ebook, all right? So that's one way. Method 2 is, what do you want to learn? So this is a little bit longer. It's not going to be overnight. You can't teach this tomorrow. But if you're willing to put in a little bit more time, you can teach yourself a new skill that you're eager to learn, right? How to use Photoshop, how to crochet, super popular right now, how to write faster, how to read faster. That's something I would want to know. How to teach your 3-year-old to swim. So how do you prevent, like, not go to these swim classes, which they're fantastic, but you pay so much for professional swim classes, and then you go for like 10 minutes and the kid swims and it's out. And like sometimes they're very time consuming because you have to get kids ready, go to the swim class, unload them all. I'm speaking from experience. And then my child is like in the pool for 10 minutes and they're out again. What if I can swim? Can I teach my kid how to swim? So that's a really valuable skill, obviously, life-saving skill. Then once you master that skill, you can teach it. It's going to take you a little bit longer to get there, to master the skill yourself and then to teach it. But what if there's something that you want to learn and then eventually you can turn around and teach it? All right, method 3, life shifts. And this is a cool way to think about it. So whenever somebody enters a new phase of their life, they're looking for help and support, right? Oh my goodness, I'm about to go to college. What do? I just graduated high school. We probably don't want to target high schoolers because they don't have a lot of money to spend on something. But that was just a transition that I was thinking about. Okay, or a woman going from her corporate career to motherhood. How do I transition from being in the corporate life to being a mom? How do I transition from motherhood back to the corporate life? How do I transition to downsize my house and travel the world? Right? So these different transitions that people are going through, they're looking for help and support to get into the next phase. So if there's a life shift that you've gone through, maybe you're an older mother and you have multiple children, and you can teach us younger moms kind of some life lessons of how to not stress out about everything, that would be fantastic. So think about your audience and think about the life shifts that they're going through and how you can help them through that. Method 4 is, where is your audience currently spending money? What are they spending money on? Are they like doing in-person events? Those are gold. Like if people are paying to go to an in-person event or teaching session, they're willing to pay for it as an online course. So much more convenient to do it from your own house at your own time without leaving your house, right? So if people are traveling somewhere to learn something, can you teach that something to them at home? Like the benefits are just completely, very obviously there, right? So same example with like the swimming for your kids, teaching them how to swim. Can you teach parents at home how to teach their kids so that they don't have to go to the swim meets all the time? Painting, people travel to go do painting classes. What can you teach them at home? I remember my mom bought my sister and I a DVD, and the DVD I think was like $60 or $70 for a DVD where we watched it together at home, and it was a really nice little experience. And my sister and I and my mom would sit there with our little canvases, and we would follow the lady along on the DVD, and she would teach us how to paint. And I still remember that, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago. Just that little DVD that kind of brought us together, that little online course that we could do at our own time at home with our own conveniences, right? Fitness classes, singing lessons, guitar classes, cooking classes. Then if you want to add some kind of personal aspect to the course, so you could sell the course on how to paint. And then what you could do, just thinking outside the box, you could actually ask your students to send in their work, and you can review it. You can review it live. You can give them feedback. Maybe they can pay for one-on-one feedback. So there's different ways that you can take what people are doing in-person classes and then apply that to online courses. All right, number 5, use the Google Advanced Search. All right, so it's pretty cool. You can use the advanced search in Google to type in different words. And it's not just searching for one, but it's searching for a combination of different words. So what I did recently was I went to Google Advanced Search and I typed in, oh, Cynthia, that's a pretty cool one. Getting life back to normal after a kidney transplant, like how to readjust after a big surgery. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so Google Advanced Search, you can find pages with all the words, the exact word or phrase, or any of these words. So it's a little bit more broad, right? So if I'm thinking, okay, this is not me, but if you are a mom and you have fantastic stress management skills and you know how to kind of stay cool under stressful situations where your kid is throwing a tantrum and you're late for dinner and whatnot, so just all these things going on. So if you're a mom that knows how to manage stress, these could be some cool words that you can put into Google. So type in the words that you have skills on and the audience, right? And then the audience you want to target. Then click on advanced search and see what Google's telling you, right? So first research or first result here is why millions of mothers are overwhelmed by stress. Wow. Okay, that's justification for if I create a course for moms on how to manage your stress, especially if you have little kids or especially if you are a work from home mom or work outside of the home mom. So you see the justification that American moms are the most stressed out moms, right? So that's a pain point. Definitely see a pain point there. So what I would do in the Google Advanced Search is type in what problem you want to solve in the audience and then see what comes up, and that will help you generate some ideas for a future course. All right, if we go back, there's one more. Method 6 is ask. All right, so even if you have a small audience, you need to ask your audience what they want. My recent student, Varpu, who went through Course by Number, she emailed her list and she just asked them, hey, what's your biggest struggle when it comes to the Finnish language? And she said she got over 100 responses back. And that gave her so much meat for her course that she created. So don't be afraid to ask your audience what they're struggling with. Even if your email list is small, you can create a YouTube video about it. You can do a Facebook Live. You can post on any kind of social media platform, or you can just email your list. So one way to do it is to email them and ask them for a survey, right? So it's a little bit passive, like you're sitting behind your computer screen and you're asking for help, right? What you can also do is actually call your readers. I remember when I just started blogging, I called my readers and I set up 30-minute one-on-one, just get to know you calls and just kind of hear like, what type of moms are they? Like, who is on my blog? Why do they like my stuff? Who am I talking to? Who's the person behind this list of email like subscribers that I have? So don't be afraid to call your readers and ask them like, hey, can we chat for 30 minutes? Just a little coffee date over Skype? Like, is that okay? That's a great way to get to know like what are they struggling with? And then when you do that call, just listen. Like ask questions and listen and see what they're telling you. You can do a group call. So if you have a good audience, 100 people on your email list or more, you can do a little group call and you ask them questions and feedback, kind of like what I'm doing here right now, which is pretty fun. And then remember, most course creators are too lazy. Most people sit behind their computers and they don't do the legwork of actually finding out from their readers what do they really want. Most people are like, well, I think they would want this. I think they should want this. I'm going to create this course because I think they should need this and they should pay for this. But eventually, like, they might not. So don't be afraid to ask your readers what they want so that like when you create it, you know there's going to be an audience for it. And the little sales tip, the verbiage that your readers give you when they reply back, that's the same verbiage or the words that you can put on your sales page, right? If people tell you, hey, I want to learn how to, or hey, I'm super stressed as a mom and I can't manage getting dinner on the table every day. Then eventually in your sales page, you can be like, okay, here's my course on how to manage stress as a mom so that you don't have to worry about dinner. so that your kids are dressed and out of the door in time for school, right? So the verbiage that they're giving you, that's the verbiage that you can turn around and put on your sales page so that when somebody reads it, they're like, oh, that's speaking to me, because it's them talking to themselves. I hope that makes sense. All right, so some examples, because we love examples. So these are some of my students that have gone through my courses and done really awesome. So Liesel has a birthing course, so how to have a natural birth. And it's a big market, right? There's lots of birthing courses, but she has a loyal audience. And the product validation for her is that people pay for this in person. People go to birthing classes before they have their first baby. And it's like, wow, if these moms, they're tired, they're pregnant, they're prepping their house, they're getting ready to have their first baby or second baby, they probably don't have a lot of time to just like go to classes, or classes are expensive. If you can teach them from home, they're like, oh, well, that's way more convenient. So that's why Liesel did so well with her birthing course. Jody sells art classes and courses on her blog. So it's super niche. It's not teaching art, it's teaching art elements. And she used to be a teacher, so she has some great credibility there. But it's a niche idea in teaching art elements on her blog, which is pretty cool. Gia has a big YouTube channel, but she doesn't teach you how to grow your YouTube channel. She teaches you how to analyze the analytics of your YouTube channel. Like what do the numbers mean behind your YouTube videos, and how can that help you grow, right? So it's a very specific course. It's very data oriented. And the student can see, okay, there's a clear ROI. If I can see, okay, how to analyze my analytics, I can grow from there. Varpu has a Finnish language course. So everybody on this list here makes a full-time income through selling courses on their blogs and website, right? So these are students of mine that have done amazing. Varpu has a Finnish language course. So it's super niche. And there are different Finnish courses online, but she has a loyal audience. They want to learn from her. They like her personality. They like how she teaches. There's multiple people that teach the same thing. Think about like if back in high school or college, there were multiple professors that taught calculus, right? But you want to go to this professor because he has the best reviews, because you really click with him, because you like his teaching style, right? So that sets you apart too, even if you do teach a course that other people teach as well. That's a plus, because it shows if other people are doing it, then it's successful. It's a good niche to go into. You don't really want to go into and teach a course that you don't find anywhere online, because it might be that nobody's searching for it. Hannah teaches computer coding courses. So that's a clear ROI. If you want to level up your computer coding, you can say, okay, well, I'm going to take Hannah's course. I'm going to improve my computer coding skills. Maybe I can offer this as a service as a freelancer, or I can go back to my boss and ask for a raise because now I have more skills. So clear ROI on that one. And then Tracy, she doesn't have a course, but she sells natural parenting guides. So why to be a natural parent, why co-sleeping is good, why breastfeeding is healthy, like all these like very attachment parenting guides, which are fantastic. It's just a lot of work. But she created these beautiful scientific guides that justify natural parenting. So people buy them, they read them, and they can justify their parenting style. So when somebody comes up in the park and asks them, why do you always carry your babies? Why are you breastfeeding when your baby's 2 years old? Then they can pull out Tracy's scientific guides and justify why they're doing that, which is all awesome. I'm all for breastfeeding as long as you want to. All right, so let's go into what actually makes a course valuable. Why do people want to pay for a course? Why, when everything's online, why do they want to pay for it, right? So first of all, they want that transformation. They want to know how to go from point A to point B, and your course is that transformation for them. That's what makes it valuable. If it's just a course that doesn't really give you a result, it's hard to ask money for it. If you include proof, testimonials, credibility, proof, before and afters, those help make your course more valuable. If it's unique, what sets you apart from others? Are you the only person teaching this? Are you a person teaching this and everybody else is as well? Even if that's the case, what makes you different? Why should people learn from you instead of somebody else? Personal. Can you add some kind of personal component to the course? Can you add some kind of Facebook group or coaching or forum where people can get the information that they need, but they can also go somewhere and ask questions. That makes a course more valuable as well. And then lastly, specific. So you don't want to promise everything to everybody in your course because nobody can trust that. Where if you're going to say, like, hey, I'm going to teach anybody how to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. Like that might be a little too broad, right? Or I'm going to teach you how to be a better mom. Well, that's so broad. Like how do you mean a better mom? Like in what sense? If you can teach somebody like how can, I don't know, like the Finnish course is super specific. I'm going to teach you Finnish so that you can speak in beginning Finnish when you go to Finland. Or the specific course that Liesl has. I'm going to teach you a natural birthing course for new moms, right? Very specific. It also gives you more credibility. All right, so your role as you're creating a product, an ebook or a course, is you're the guide. Like you're helping your reader through this. They're the hero. They're the one that is going through the transformation, and you want to help them see that they can get from point A to point B. All right, your course is a shortcut. Remember that. Even though the internet is full of information, you can type anything in a Google search and find it, right? But your course is that well-constructed shortcut to get from point A to B with the personal instructor helping them, right? So people will pay for a shortcut if it brings them results faster. I know if I go to the gym every day and eat healthy every day, I'm gonna improve my physique. But if there was a pill I could take every day and that would improve my physique, I would do that. So that's kind of what a course is. It's that shortcut so that you don't have to work so hard and discover everything for yourself and DIY it. The course is there to help you. All right? So don't let it scare you that all the information is already out there. All right, so now that we've talked about the product idea and kind of seeing what is a valuable product idea, once you have that, then let's go into outlining it, right? So we're going to cover two big aspects here. Outlining your product idea. Once you have it, 80% is in the research and planning, right? So researching exactly what you guys are going through now, like thinking, is this a good idea? Researching with your audience, asking them, and then planning the course. And then the last 20% is actually creating it, right? So you're in the hardest phase right now is getting this course idea and then planning it out. Okay, so the way that I operate and create my courses is I have a standard process to create new courses. I first outline it, then I write the lectures, then I create the resources, then I record the videos. I set up personal deadlines for myself for each phase so that I know, okay, I'm going to give myself a month to research and gather ideas for the course. Then I'm going to give myself a couple weeks, maybe 2 weeks, to outline and plan it. Then I'm going to give myself a week to actually write all the lectures, and then a week to create the resources and videos. So depending on what works for you and your schedule, like give yourself personal deadlines so you actually stick with it. All right, so we're just going to talk about the outline section in this call today. So your outline, and this is also what the challenge is going to be for next month. So I'm going to get into that in just a second. When you outline your course, you're going through the transformation of what your reader would go through from point A to point B, right? You want to know, okay, the transformation that you're going to teach them. What are all the steps that they need to go through to go from where they are now to where they need to be? Like, and you don't want to add fluff. No fluffy steps, no extra steps that they don't need to know. Just get to the point so they can go through the course and get to the result, right? So it's wonderful to add tons of stuff to your course, but if it's not really going to help them, then it's just going to waste their time. And that's the reason why they invested in your ebook or course, is to get that shortcut. All right. So again, just visually from point A to point B, all the steps that they need to complete to get there. And what happens when you take those steps, those become your modules in your course. And then under each module, you have different little lectures. But these steps become your high level modules in your course so you can guide somebody through the process. It also keeps you organized so you know, okay, what order to put them all in. Once you have your steps, you can outline and just kind of make notes of which of these steps need video. Not every single one of your lectures need a video in your course. Some people really love video, some people really don't like it. So you don't have to overload your entire course just with video. Sometimes it's, for me, I kind of like blog posts more because I can skim through them and go through them quicker, where video is fantastic, but sometimes it feels like people are just kind of dragging on. So hopefully I'm not doing that right now to you guys. So make the notes on in which steps actually need video. Then make notes which ones need like a resource or a PDF or a checklist. That's helpful for your reader to have so they can feel like they can print it out and have something physical that goes along with their course. All right, so in your outline, you can make little notes. Okay, this lecture needs a video, this one needs a checklist or a PDF, and this one is fine with just text. All right, so the hardest part of this entire course creation or product creation is doing the planning and outlining that transformation, right? Is getting the idea of what do you want to give to your readers, and then how are you gonna like present the solution to them. You can always go back and edit your videos and make updates. So if you wanted to, you can have a couple beta testers go through the beginning course with you. They can give you a ton of feedback, and then you can launch it to your bigger audience once you have tested it with your beta testers. Keep your course up to date, and it doesn't have to be perfect to be helpful, right? None of us are perfect, but we are helping each other. Like no mom is perfect, but we are helping our kids. So you don't have to be perfect and completely polished to help your readers. All right, so those are the lesson for today. What I want you guys to do in the challenge for August is my initial thought, and you guys are going to laugh at me. My initial thought was was to ask you guys to actually create the product in August, to get the idea and create the product. I'm thinking that might be a little too aggressive to create, to get your outline, to think about your course idea, and then to create the entire thing. So I'm going to spread this apart a little bit. I'm not exactly 100% sure yet, but when I was thinking about it today, I'm like, product creation and idea is too much for 1 month. I'm going to ask you guys to do your product idea and outline, all right? Not creation, just your outline. And then we're going to start creating the product, making the sales pages, launching it. So I'm thinking November and December might actually still be part of the entire product creation. And then we're going to launch it in January, right? Just to give you guys time to go through the entire process. I know it's back to school soon and we're all busy, and this might be the first time that you're thinking about creating a product. All right, so we're going to go a little bit slower so you guys can follow along. And if you're in Course by Number, you're going to get all the coaching calls for free. And I'll include them even in Course by Number so it's easy to access. All righty, let's go into questions. Oh, sorry guys, that was a lot of talking. My voice is gone. Did you guys like that? Was that helpful? Did it spark some ideas of what your product should be and what you should create and how you can find ideas for your product? Okay, cool. Okay, and now you guys can ask me any questions for the rest of the remainder of the call, and I'm happy to help. Janice says, if you don't have testimonials yet, how can you go around that? Janice, I would give your course away to say 5 people and ask them to review it for you. And that could give you some testimonials, right? So letting some beta testers go through it for free and give you feedback and give you good and bad feedback, right? So you can improve it. You can also, Janice, have your friends and family give you testimonials on you as a person. They might not say exactly like the course is fantastic, but they could say like, hey, Janice is a fantastic teacher. She's taught me this and this in life. I definitely vouch for her as a person. So you could take those testimonials in the beginning and add that to your sales page. Ida says, what if you're not an expert in the field of your product topic? So you might not be an expert, but is there something that you can teach them? Maybe if you're not like a big expert yet, you are ahead of some people that are complete beginners. Maybe you can start with a small ebook and kind of test that idea first and see if people like how you're teaching and what you're giving them, and then turn that into a course. Liz asked if I'm staying migraine free. Yes, I had one on Tuesday, and I don't know why, Liz. I'm thinking it's because I slept poorly, but yes, I had a migraine on Tuesday. It was terrible. Liana says, how many subscribers should you have before you start to plan a course out? Golly, I've heard of people launch a successful course with 300 subscribers. You could launch a course with 0 subscribers. You're not going to have a big launch, obviously, but you could be selling it as, you can have it as an offer on your blog, right? So you can make some sales as people sign up to your blog and visit your blog. It's not so dependent on the size of your email list than your research that you've gone in and asked for, right? If you know that you have an audience of people that will buy this, then your email list might be small, but you can still go ahead and create the product. So asking people in Facebook groups, on social media, on your blog comments, if you have an email list, it's just easier to justify that the product idea that you have is going to work because they already gave you feedback. And your launch is going to be bigger. If the bigger your email list, the bigger your launch is going to be. But you also don't have to worry so much about having this massive big launch. Like that's good. It's great to have a great launch, but it's also nice to, like, how to say this, like, make sales every day. So launches one time and having a big launch is great, but you can launch to a small list. Who was it? One of my students, Jody. She actually created her ebook, and she didn't have a big launch. She just kind of mentioned it in her email, and she's like, hey, I have this ebook. And she mentions it on her blog every now and then, and she makes sales from it. So don't worry about having this massive launch. And you don't have to have the biggest email list. It's more like if you've asked people if they're willing to pay for this product, if they will, then you can go ahead and create it. There's no perfect answer to that one. But if you do want a number, now that we're on it, I would say for safety, or for just 500 people on your email list would be a safe number to start. Like, okay, I'm ready to create a product of 500 people. Janette says, I'm a bit worried that my target audience, special needs moms, doesn't have time, money to spend on courses, and I don't want to add to their struggles. How can I figure this out? All right, so Janice, what you could do is make a mini course, right? A mini course is easier to go through. It's easier to create, and you don't have to charge $97 or more for it. You can charge $27 for it. Or like Liesl made over $20,000 in her month that she launched her course, and she charged $39 for the course. So it wasn't some big expensive course that she launched. It was under $40. So Janine, I wouldn't discount your audience. Like, I wouldn't say that they wouldn't buy if they're low on time and money. Everybody's low on time and money, but you can test it out with a mini course. Like, hey, I have something quick and easy to go through. So you can tell them in the marketing emails, like, hey, this is not going to take a lot of your time. This is going to help you get from this point to this point easily, and it's only going to cost $27. Liz says, I have an 8-module course. Keep getting stuck on how to use this product module because there are hundreds of ways to use it. How to simplify when a module is huge and full of info. Golly, Liz, teach them the best method that you found to use that product, right? So there are tons of ways that you can use any product, right? Even me in Course by Number, there are hundreds of ways to host a course. You can either use different platforms, you can host it on your own blog. Like, there's different ways of creating a course, but I'm teaching my readers what is the simplest, what's the easiest, and what has worked for me, right? So there's probably multiple ways to use this product. I would teach them what has worked for you to keep their life simple, because that's why they're taking your course. That's why they're investing, so that they don't have to figure out all the ways to use it. They can just find, okay, this is the right way. In life, people just want to just tell me what to do. Just tell me step by step what to do. And it takes a lot of stress off of people when they have clear directions. Like, it makes your life easier. How many times have you found yourself just sitting and be like, gosh, if somebody can just give me a step-by-step plan, and then I know what to do and I can get to my point, right? Or get to my goal. And that's what people are asking for in courses. Okay, cool. I'm glad you guys like product idea and outline. All right, Kay Quinn, on that note, do I have any tips if you want to host it on your own site or another platform? So Kay Quinn, my husband and I butt heads on this. I use and love Teachable because it makes my life simple. It works. It's easy to use. They manage all the login, log out info. They manage the coupon codes. Like, they manage the payments. It's easy to use Teachable. There's some downsides to it, definitely, but they're small compared to all the benefits that I get. You could host your course on your own blog, and there's a ton of benefits to doing that. You have more control, you have more customization, you have less expenses because you're managing it instead of somebody else. If you want to know how to host courses on your own site, my husband has tested every single learning management system out. He actually hosts his courses on his own site, and he spent the last 6 months testing out the right solution that he needs to use. So I would shoot John at IncomeMesh a personal email and ask him hosting it on your own site or another platform. I'm definitely all for hosting it on Teachable just because it's easy. We have so much to do in our lives, take care of our kids and our families, that figuring out the tech side behind it is not something that I want to do. Even though I have John that's here, I still use Teachable. He loves hosting it, everything on his side. So, and he also has tons of YouTube videos on it. So if you are thinking about hosting it on a different platform, he has a ton of help on that. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Yay. Okay, cool. Cool, that's good, Janice. Awesome. Okay, just trying to get to... Olivia says, how do you want us to display our product idea in outline or in a spreadsheet? I'm most likely going to ask you to do it in a Google Doc, just because it's easy to use. If you have... Let me show you guys. If you go to Google Docs... You can go and we're going to create a blank one. Okay, this is my course outline. Lesson 1. Fluff here. Lesson 2. Give them good headlines. Lesson 3. All right, so if you change these to headings, maybe not H1s, maybe H2s. And change them to headings. It's an easy way to outline, and it's also easy to share too. So if you want other people to review your outline, you can even ask your students, hey, what do you think about this outline? Is there any steps that I'm missing at a high level? So you don't have to go through my entire course. You can just look over that outline and they can give you comments on it. So this is easier to share. So if you want to then, I think it's insert, table of contents. Why is this that lesson? Okay, that's a lesson heading 2. Refresh. All right, so your table of contents is nice here at the top because it's going to keep your course organized. So it's just a very, very simple way to outline your course. You don't have to have everything in here. You don't have to write out the entire lessons and lectures. You can just say, okay, lesson 1, need a video. And printable. And you can highlight little things. It's just super simple to do it here and easy to share. And then you can just take this share link and share that in the submission for the August challenge. All right, so it's going to be super simple. Aww. Okay, so Ida says, how do you know if your product topic will be successful if your subscribers don't really reply, even if you keep ending your emails with a call to action to reply or answer your question. You don't, Ida. Like, you definitely need some feedback from your readers if you already have subscribers. So, golly, I found that emails that are 1 to 2 lines, like the entire email is just like a question. Those really get good responses. So instead of putting, I tested this out the other day. Instead of having like a nice headline in the subject line for my email with like tons of little words and like do this and all these calls to actions, I had 2 words. I had 2 words in my email subject line, and it had the highest open rates of anything that I've had in the last couple months. So keep it very short and simple because people are overwhelmed and they're already busy. So they're like, oh, this is a quick email. I'm just going to glance at it. And then if there's only 1 line and you're asking like, hey, I'm thinking about creating a product on this. Are you interested in it? Or would you buy this? Or you can ask them, Ida, like, hey, what's your biggest struggle when it comes to being a mom with little kids? And then ask them for feedback, right? So keep it super short and simple. Sometimes if somebody opens an email and it's a sea of text, the first thing they're going to do is delete it. All right. All right, Melissa, that's a really good question. How do you know how much info to put in an ebook versus a course? All right, so Melissa, golly, I don't have a very perfect answer for that. What the course and the ebook, what's different between the two is the ebook's all text lectures, and the course contains those over the shoulder, look at me work videos, right? Face videos, so you can talk to somebody. You can actually take videos of you doing the craft or showing them how to do it, or the screen sharing ability that you have as well with videos. So the big differentiator between the ebook and the course is that the course shows you actually how to do it, the actual step-by-step process. The ebook is way more high level, where you can't show so many of the visuals and the images. So ebook, what's great, if you do decide to do an ebook to a course, you can always use that ebook and then as a tripwire and then upsell to your course. You can include the ebook into the course. People like that because now they can download the ebook and follow the course along if they want to. And then to make the course more valuable, you can add the ebook to the course. You can add worksheets to the course and any kind of community aspect to it as well. Ida says, how do you share your new course ebook to a Facebook group where your research audience is without breaking the rules of not sharing links? Ida, yeah, it's Facebook groups have a lot of rules because, I mean, the person who has the group and who's managing it, it takes a lot of work to grow that group. And then if somebody else comes in and kind of drops their affiliate links or like my sales page, it's not very classy, and it's, I know you don't do that, but it's kind of a slap in the face to the group owner because they take so much time to grow that group. So what I would do is help other people, like answer questions that they have, kind of show yourself as an authority on this topic and that you're super helpful, right? People like nice people. I wouldn't just drop my link. If you were to share something, maybe ask the group owner if they can be an affiliate for you and they can share it. That's going to be way more valuable when it comes from them when they talk to their own group. So reach out to the group owner and ask them if you can come up with a deal or anything that you can do for them with them allowing to share their group. It has to be some kind of reciprocity between the two, helping each other. Sorry guys, I'm just like talking for an hour straight. All right, Paperflow Design says, I've put together my course using Course by Number, and I'm wanting to ask other bloggers in my niche to be affiliates. Any tips? You could email them and ask them, hey, I have this course. This is how it's going to help your audience. So kind of do the thinking for them. Be like, this is how it fits with your stack of products. If that blogger already has products, how it's a complement to that products, not competition, right? You don't want to, nobody wants to promote something that's a direct competition to their own products if they have products of themselves. So you can tell them, this is a great complement to the courses or products you already have. Here's your affiliate commission. Maybe you can give them an incentive, like as my first affiliate or as my first group of affiliates, I'm giving you a 50% affiliate commission instead of the 40% that all the other affiliates are going to get. Or you can tell them, hey, for the first 6 months, you get 50% and then it goes down. Some kind of incentive. But I would just reach out and obviously give them access to your course, right? So that they can see if it's a good fit. I can't be affiliates for different courses or companies or softwares if they don't give me access to kind of test out their tools. So give them access, offer them an incentive, and make sure it's a good complement to their audience and what they're already doing. Ozella, how do you determine a reasonable price for an ebook, workbook, and course if you target audience is frugal and looking to save money? So Ozella, I give unconventional pricing advice, just because I talk to stay-at-home moms, right? And most of us don't have just free cash lying around. So Ozella, my reasoning is like charge less and kind of build your authority, right? You don't want to come out the gate and be like, hey, here's my $97 course. It's going to teach you how to budget and save more money. Like, you could always increase your prices. You can always go up as you build authority, as you build testimonials. You can always increase your course. But in the beginning, offer it for a very low price or for a steep discount, and then get people to get into it and get those students, get the testimonials, and then eventually charge higher. For pricing, I would end it in either a 7 or a 9. People are more enticed to buy something if it ends in a 7 or 9, like, hey, this is my $19 ebook, this is my $27 course, this is my $47 course. More enticed to buy those numbers. Brooke says, I'm getting crickets from my weekly email, and I also don't really get any feedback after my welcome email series for new subscribers. Is there anything specifically I can be asking? Brooke, you might want to shorten your emails. Like I've seen with my emails are very short and very to the point, I get more responses. Try shorter subject lines, like 1 or 2 word subject lines. People are more enticed to open them. Put emojis in your subject lines for your emails because that kind of grabs somebody's eye. You can do that. There was a line that I used to put at the bottom of my emails, but I took it away because it actually got too many responses. And it was something along the lines of, hey, if you could, I don't know, maybe you're like, what are you struggling with? I would love to know. Even a 1 or 2 word answer would make my day, right? So you're kind of letting them know, hey, just reply back with a 1 or 2 word answer, and people are more enticed to reply back because you're making it easy for them, right? Like, you're not asking them like, hey, share your life story and what you've been through and let me help you. You're asking them like, hey, 1 or 2 words and I'll be happy. So try that in your call to actions. Keep it very short and simple and ask for a very small reply and then see what happens. All right, Paula says, what if you have about 80 people on your list and you notice they don't open all emails and have never heard back from them? Not even a survey or anything. All right, Paula, 80 people is great. It's great, but if you think of like open rates, 80 people, 30% is a good open rate. So I'm not good at, well, I am good at math, but not on a live. So 30% of 80 is 24 people is actually going to open it. And then 80, like 3%. Oh, that is completely wrong. Like 3 people might click on something. So out of 80 people, you might not get that many replies. Again, you could try the shorter subject lines, shorter email body itself, and then using that line, hey, can you respond with 1 or 2 word answer, I would really appreciate it. That line really works. And then Paula, if they're not responding and if your list is not that warm, are you emailing them frequently? Because that helps to kind of keep them engaged. And then also growing your email list more would help with your open rates and replies. Ida says, how do you get confidence to face a camera to make your video lessons? I don't always have confidence. How do you get confidence? You smile. Smile helps. Like right now. How do I feel confident right now? I like wearing pink or red. It helps me have confidence. Like I like a warm color. It gives me a little bit of a boost. Smiling helps you like naturally feel more confident. Putting on a little bit of makeup. Right now I have my hair up just because I know you guys are my coaching students and you guys are awesome and you're okay seeing my hair in a bun. And then Ida, I also suggested, because most of you guys now have little mastermind groups, which is fantastic. I would suggest you go live in your mastermind group. Like test it out on a smaller group that's more personal and see how that goes before you do a live in front of a bigger audience. And then don't be afraid. People like seeing the real. Like there's so much polished stuff online that everybody's so perfect and looks so made up that when somebody comes and they're just real and they're like maybe stumbling over a couple words and they're messing up, like you can relate to that person way more. Or their kid walks in. Like it's okay. This is real life. We can't pretend to be perfect all the time, right? So don't be afraid. You don't have to be perfect online. Okay, Ashley says, I have an idea but don't know if I should make it a free ebook or sell it. How do you know which to do? Would it be better to use it to gain subscribers? Ashley, if you're just starting, if you're just beginning with your blog and you're kind of in the beginning phases, I would offer it for free. You can always charge for it later if it's doing really well. You can always add to it later and charge for it. But in the beginning, if you're just building your audience and you're building your authority, go ahead and offer it for free and then maybe eventually close it down later and charge for it. What you can say in your call to actions be like, this is my free ebook for a limited time. You can sign up and get it for free. Something like that. The right advice is that in your free stuff, you show them the what and the why. And in your paid for stuff, you show them the how. Right? So sometimes there's a little bit of gray area. But that's how you can go between the two. The free stuff is the what and the why, and the paid stuff is the how. But if you're just starting, if you just want to delight your readers, just give it for them for a limited time and see how well it does. Sandy, how do you create a course when everybody else has similar courses? You do something that's unique to you. You grow your audience in your unique way. Like there's multiple courses on how to create a course, how to grow your email list, how to lose weight, how to invest better. But as long as you're not like, what I would not suggest you ever do is go through somebody else's course and then copy their stuff and put in your own. Like if you keep to your own advice and your own results and your own testimonials, then you should be fine. Like everybody can teach if they have knowledge and proof in that topic, then they're okay with teaching it. So 100% Sandy. And also don't go in other people's Facebook groups and promote your stuff if you know you're a competitor to them. That might not be the best idea. All right, let me see. Sorry, I'm like losing the questions. Paula, yeah, you guys are literally doing that right now. Olivia says, could it be something you are struggling with and you are trying to fix for yourself and teach that? All right, so say for example, golly. So I struggle to be a calm mom. Like say we all lose our temper. I'm way better now that John's home, which is really nice. Like I'm way nicer mom. And I think the kids like me more now. So sorry, that's just personal. Could it be something that you're struggling with and trying to fix for yourself and then teach that? You could, if you're a couple steps ahead of where you were as a beginner. Like you might not be able to charge for that, because if you're still struggling with it, you're still kind of going through the transformation. You might not be able to kind of teach how to go through the transformation if you're still going through it. What you could do is kind of build your list up. If you know, like, this is what you want to teach eventually and what you want to charge for, you can start offering freebies on that topic. Like, if you're giving advice away for free, you're not charging for it, that's okay. Like, people are more enticed to sign up for something if it's completely free. So, Olivia, I would focus on like growing your email list if you're not completely through that transformation yet. And then once you are and you have some good proof, then go ahead and charge for that. Oh, thanks, Kate Quinn. Kelly, no, John does not use Divi. He uses Thrive Architect. He uses Elementor on some of his sites, and then he uses Thrive Architect on his main site. And for hosting, he uses Bluehost, and I use Big Scoots. John's YouTube channel. You guys are too cute. He is Income Mesh. Where? Like, let me go find it. There you go. You can just go to Income Mesh. That's his blog. That's hubby's blog. My beautiful, beautiful husband. And then you can just click on the little YouTube at the top here. It takes you to his stuff. There you go. There's baby. There's baby John. You guys are awesome. Okay, Paula says, for this challenge, when you say product, you're also including ebooks, right? Because I have no idea, nor am I prepared for building a course. Yes, you're fine, Paula. Yes. I think I was a little bit, what do you call it? Full of confidence when I created this outline for the challenges that we're going to do every month. And I'm like, yeah, we can do a product in 1 month. That's easy. No, guys, it's hard. Like, you have to outline the product, you have to research, and we're just going to do that this month, okay? It could be an ebook. Paula, if it's an ebook, that'd be fine. If it's a guide, that would be fine too. So, if you guys are into natural parenting, so Raised Good, let me give you an example. Oh, I can't spell. Raised Good. So Tracy from Raised Good, she's selling sleep guides. So they're like mini ebooks, right? She's selling these sleep guides. You can buy the entire bundle or pack for $37, or you can buy them separately for $7 each. So it could even be a product like this that you guys can create. It doesn't have to be a course or a very long ebook. It could be a couple guides that are super well in depth and well put together. They're really fantastic. If you guys are attachment parenting or what do you call it? Natural parenting, then Tracy is a fantastic resource. She's phenomenal. All right, so you can do something like that too. It doesn't have to be a course that you're creating for the challenge. Royal Learning Time says, what platform can I use to create an ebook? You can use Google Slides. You can use Google Docs. You can use Word. You can use Canva. Any one of those programs can help you create an ebook and export it as a PDF. And then, yes, Callie, yes, thank you. You can use ebook by number as well. Thank you. Yeah, Rosie, that's a great idea. It could be a good idea to create basic lessons for free and more in-depth lessons to sell. So you can create these basic lessons and put them in like a mini beginner's course. And then the more in-depth ones could be the more advanced course or the paid-for course. And you can even take these free lessons and put them on YouTube as well. And that could be a lead magnet to get them into your mini course. Like, hey, here's the first lesson in the mini course. Sign up below to get the entire mini course. And then from there, from the mini course, you can funnel them into your paid course. I like that. Thanks, Paperflow Designs. All right. Last question here from Kelly. You kind of tell us everything in your videos and website. How do you have anything left to put in a course and tell people up front? All right, so I don't share exactly everything on my blog. I do share a lot on my blog. Like sometimes it comes out and I do share a lot, especially on these coaching calls, on my lives. Like if you follow me and you come to all my live opportunities, like you're going to learn a lot. The course simplifies it for my students, right? It organizes everything in a step-by-step format. So the course is the shortcut to kind of listening to me for weeks on end, blab around in my office and kind of get tidbits here and there. So of course you can figure all this stuff out on your own. It's going to take you a little bit longer, but if you want the shortcut, then invest in a good course to help you get there. All right, last question. Ooh, sorry guys, I'm really losing my voice today. Ida says, do you still use Sendout to send your ebooks to those who buy it? How else can you do this? Ida, so I did originally use Sendout because it's super easy and simple. You can like set up a product and start selling it within 3 minutes. It's that easy. I love Sendout. They're really easy to use, but I wanted to keep all my products on one platform. So now I sell my courses and my ebooks all through Teachable. All right, my beautiful students, you guys are fantastic. I am so happy that you guys are in Course by Number or that you've created your mastermind group. I'm really proud of you. You guys are taking your blogging seriously and leveling up. And like now you're even thinking about product creation. So don't be overwhelmed. The challenge for August is just to get your idea and to outline it in a Google Doc, right? It can be an ebook that you want to create, a mini course or a big course, or even just a guide, right? So I will update all the information on my blog so you guys can submit your work and then get access to the next coaching call for next month. If you're in Course by Number, you're going to get access to the next coaching call regardless. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks.